was still split up with Ronis later in the session, but he had gotten to the Black and Knuckle Tavern, met up with the priest at the Temple of Tempest, or of the Temple of Tempest, who's a regular at the bar, but hasn't been in a little bit. Kind of agitated with the new change of owner and change of policy. And the rest of you had gone off to another tavern. I believe it was... What was it? It was the... Something Succubus. Feast Hall. Smiling Succubus. There we go.
Yeah.
Celia hatched a plot to get, Enforcer the Iron Pact out of his pants. And worked like a charm. Got him while his pants were down, and left him there once she got the passphrase that the group needed. Succeeding in that sort of operation. They returned back, met up with Othronus, and we had left off with you all making your way inside the Blackened Knuckle. As a reminder, I have this image up on the Alba Rodeo. I couldn't find what I was looking for in like any of the tavern layouts, so I'm just using this up as kind of like leaving this up as like a kind of the vibe, the general vibe. It is a pretty large. This club is a pretty large building. As a reminder, it looks like it had been a warehouse at some point. That has been converted into this club. The front half is made up of the bar along the same wall that the doorway's on, and the tap room, which has a decent number of tables. Most of them, a decent amount of them, occupied by members of the Iron Pact, and the occasional other person does not appear to be a part of the Iron Pact. It seems most of the patronage would be from the Iron Pact, and the rest of the patrons that are not seem to be kind of agitated at the current patronage. You can kind of see it on their face. They're kind of unhappy with what this place is at the moment. You see the bartender. I believe I put her image... Yeah, it's the second latest image in the art channel. Kind of polishing a glass at the moment. Kind of eyeing you all as you walk in. And on the far side of the tavern, or the club, is this arena. There's kind of a walkway around the arena that is a little bit farther, like a step up, but the seating around it kind of begins at the same level that you're at, and kind of actually goes into the ground a little bit. It looks like it's been dug out, and the arena itself, the battlegrounds, seems to be kind of even lower than that. And you see kind of on the opposite side, connected to this walkway, you do see this booth. Kind of almost a little bit like a smoky haze emanating from it. And seems to be guarded on either side. What would you all like to do? Or if you have any follow-up questions that you want to check in on, feel free to.
Is there anyone currently brawling in the pit?
Are you approaching the pit? This is big.
Check out who's in there.
Yeah. On the other side, so you can't see into it all that well right now.
Do we want to establish the split up thing, or are we doing all this together? Because how much time do we have before the deadline, actually? Just to see all
I have a question, I need some clarification.
Yeah, I'll get back to you, Othranus, with the deadline question, and then, yes, Prisma.
So just to be sure, because I know the overarching reason we're here is because we're looking for some people that they're keeping, correct? Is that
Well, and you're generally staking out the place to know what to expect, looking to see if you could find. It was Bonnie. Also, just kind of recap since it's been a little bit. Bonnie and her family had been attacked the previous night. They were going to meet with the Harpers, but when Bonnie and the Harpers that she was bringing to her family arrived in Down Shadow, they were attacked by the Iron Pact. Bonnie and Three Strings escaped. They came to you guys. It seems that the Iron Pact took two of Bonnie's kids. It seems like the third one, Flick, you found in Down Shadow as well. It also seems that Rainier and a few of the other Harpers also appeared to be missing, as they were not counted among the dead that were left there.
And we're just trying to see if they're here somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because I
Gotcha.
didn't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Thranis, as well, to answer your question, the note that was left for Bonnie said that she should be here by sunset. That is currently, I believe we said, about 5.5 hours away. So you've still got a decent amount of time here.
Phew.
Alright. And then Cordelia as well, it sounded like you wanted to kind of approach the stands and kind of look into the arena.
Yeah, like, what kind of people might we have to fend off potentially? Who knows? Like how? Yeah, she's wanted to see how tough these people are looking here.
Gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha.
she's sizing them up.
Yeah, thank you. Sizing them up. There you go. Yeah, so tick, 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 tick. She'll go over and peep over and see, alright, who's out there?
Yeah. Are the rest of you approaching as well, or did any of it, before we kind of like get into this, are you guys going off to do something else, or are you guys approaching as well?
I am approaching, but I'm kind of like listening in the crowd to see if I hear any mentions or any whispers of this.
Of the two captured children?
Yes, or anything like captured children or packages or shipments or whatever.
Okay. And then Othras and Celia?
I think I'm gonna go off on my own to the bar. I think we're pretending like we don't want to be seen as like a group.
Full group or anything? Alright.
I think I kind of want to just aim this. Can I just do like a loop around the bar and see what I find?
Kind of a loop around the tap room, or
Yeah.
are you kind of staying near the bar? Okay. Yeah, okay, then we're going... I'm gonna... Sorry, I wanted to get everybody's kind of like what they're aiming to do, and then I'm gonna kind of go with you guys, kind of go in like a turn order, effectively. Cordelia and Prisma, as you approach the arena, you see there does seem to be a bit of a match going on right now. With a decent crowd here. It is also kind of midday, so the fact that there is a crowd of this size does seem like there are a decent amount of Iron Pact members here. Again, mostly Iron Pact. There are the occasional people that don't seem to be affiliated with them, all that much at least. You see in the arena are two fighters at the moment. Seem to be going at it in the middle of a match. One larger, imposing figure seems to be a bit of a brute, and is kind of taking some swipes and punches at this other figure. Seems to be a bit smaller, more spindly, and wearing this kind of red scarf that's kind of obscuring their face, and what seems to be kind of a decently big belt around their waist. And you kind of watch for a moment as this kind of fight continues. This larger figure taking a few big, wide swings that this other figure kind of dodges out of the way of. This larger figure raises up mace and kind of brings it down. This other figure, actually, you see, despite being notably smaller, actually catches it in their hands and actually rips it out of their grip. And you see, kind of as they kind of throw it off to the side, then they kind of sidestep and spin around and landing a open palm into this larger figure's chest, and actually pushes him backward, knocking him off of his feet. They kind of hold their pose for a moment. This larger figure picks themselves up, and the fight continues. But you do see this crowd is kind of cheering as this fight goes on. You do see a couple of them actually boo. It seems like from the Iron Pact, they're booing as this fighter with the red scarf lands that large hit on their opponent. Today.
Huh. This must be that thing called Kung Fu.
Kung
Kung Fu. I've heard of it. Whatcha-cha? And she'll badly do a karate chop.
Sounds spicy.
Prisma, you mentioned that you were listening out. Go ahead and roll a perception check. We'll go with this, and then I'll do that. Let's do this. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
Got a 22.
22. All right. Let's see. That was a cough, but yeah, no, thank you.
Oh, okay.
That's all good. Let's do that, and then I'll do, with the 22, I'll do that as well. And, okay. Just a little more. Okay.
Eddie, these dice that I got at your run fair have been coming in. So this one, these set, and Kimmy's dice, they're the ones.
They're good?
Nice.
So good.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yay!
I need to share with Kimmy, because there was that, like, one big roll, I think it was in the Seven Deadly Sins campaign. I think it was towards the end of that fight outside, and I think it was when Ruta was held hostage. I decided on a whim to use Kimmy's dice for like one of those big rolls. I think it rolled really well, and thank Kimmy for that dice roll, for her dice came in clutch.
Woo!
And then let's see. You hear a couple of things from a few different groups. Let's see. You hear from a group of these Iron Pact members, kind of in the nosebleed seats, that, as you're kind of listening in, that it seems like operations have been going well. Pretty swift claims of territories that have been up for grabs. Lots of plans coming together, that sort of thing. Kind of boastful conversations in that regard. You hear from this group of about four people that aren't part of the Iron Pact. You hear something along the lines, you hear, yeah, these little, they're rooting for the big guy. They're, wanting to claim the champion belt for themselves. They want to steal it away from the Widowmaker, but she seems to be defending her title quite well.
She?
Prisma hears this.
So,
I was about to say, does like Cordelia interrupt?
that's a neat trick. How did you do that? I need to learn how to do that one.
She just jumps down several steps and lands right in front of these people that he's listening in on. Did you say she?
Sorry, I didn't realize we were different spots.
You're okay. That is a very Cordelia reaction, though.
You guys are nearby. You are close to each other, but I think it sounded like Prisma was kind of going through the stands, listening in. Am I right in assuming that you're kind of off in the stands a bit?
So,
Prisma?
So that's what I'm hearing, right?
Well, are you? Am I correct? Just kind of set the scene a little bit more. Am I correct in assuming that you're kind of in the stands a little bit, kind of listening into all this?
Yes.
Gotcha. So yeah, you guys are separated a little bit, but you guys are able to see each other. You're not far enough apart that you can't see each other or anything. But yeah, you hear this group of, they appear to be workers of various sorts. Stable hand, looks like one of them might even be a butcher. They don't seem to be involved with the Iron Pact, but you hear that they're kind of annoyed of the Iron Pact's kind of behavior, and you hear a little bit about the combatants here. You listen in to one more conversation, and this one seems to be from kind of some of the up front seats. Couple of men that actually seem to be in not inner city sort of nice, inner Waterdeep nice suits, but they are in nicer garb than what you see from kind of the rest of most of these patrons here. And they're speaking in hushed tones, but you do catch the words, they're being kept in containment, plans going well. Kind of spread across a few lines of this conversation.
Do I hear anything about where that containment is?
Roll me a stealth check if you want to get closer without being noticed to hear them a little better.
Okay, give me 1 second. This one, 18 plus. You said stealth, right?
Yes.
Actually, it's just straight 18.
Okay, straight 18. Let me actually roll this. Okay, yeah. You are able to get a bit closer, kind of stepping in, and you hear, let's see. brats are being held in special containment with the others, but it seems that they aren't making any sudden moves. Word is that from down below that they should be more than capable of holding them, for the time being at least, till we're able to move them into more appropriate accommodations. That's what you get before some iron-packed thug behind you kind of perks up and says, "Hey, you're blocking the flight, move out of the way!"
Fuck. Okay. And he just kind of like scurries off, kind of like a lizard when you catch him in like the sun. Just
Jesus, scaly
Oh,
ones. Scales on that one. There's something along those lines. I'm griping.
look at the size of that bit.
Look
And
at
he
the
does
size of
go.
that
He does go find Cordelia, and does tell her, "Hey, I think I heard something about them keeping these people there, like in this location, but I'm like not sure exactly where the entrance is or where we can find them."
well, we can maybe do some casual snooping, observing, seeing where people go in and out, doors and whatnot.
Yeah. Where's your creepy friend and the tall one?
Oh, Celia, she is.
We're gonna pause this because we're gonna check in with the two of them. And go back in
Okay.
time a little bit while you guys are doing that.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Because, for all we know, they might be in a fight right now. But we're gonna go back and see.
No.
What? Us? Fight?
Never.
Yes. Getting a drink, asking about the fight pit. Usual.
Yeah. As a side note, I just have the image pop in my head of Steve Irwin handling Prisma like a crocodile.
Oh,
And
that's
just
so cute. We need an adorable little halfling Steve Irwin in this campaign. I demand it now.
See, a part of me wants him to be a gnome, so just the smallest possible, like with the shorts and everything.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until Prisma latches onto your leg and then does the death roll.
It's a gnome holding Prisma above their head.
Which is like 2 inches off the ground.
You're barely 2 feet off the ground. Like your
Yeah,
legs
like
could touch the
6.
ground if you wanted to. It's like gnome. Like a gnome is like picking you up like Hercules style, but you're just 2 feet off the ground. You could just put your feet down and stand up.
Anyway, we're gonna go. I think let's go with Othronus next. Check in with him. You said you're heading to the bar.
Yep. That's good information as far as he's concerned.
You kind of, or do you like lean against the bar? Do you sit at the bar? Do you say anything as you approach him?
I don't know. Are there chairs at this bar? Stools? Do you just stand?
Yeah, there's stools here.
If there's an empty one, I might just take a seat. Look around, see if I can get the attention.
Yeah, you look at the stool and there's like some stuff and come about it. It looks like this place has definitely seen better days.
I mean, as long as it doesn't look like it'll snap when I sit down, I should be fine.
Yeah, sorry. That one was a sneeze. Yeah, you sit down and immediately snaps. No. He's looking... It's seen better days, but it's looking still sturdy enough for use.
Good enough for me.
Yeah. You take a seat on the stool, and this barkeeper, you see her kind of... It seems like she's been polishing that glass for like ever since you walked in, probably even before that. And she takes a deep sigh and kind of puts the glass kind of under the counter and walks over to you, kind of wiping her hands on that rag. And she says, "Well then, what'll it be?" And I will also note, actually, let me jump over to this.
That they oddly look exactly like me.
She is tall for a dwarf, but it does look like she is a dwarf, standing on the opposite side of this bar.
How tall is the bar itself? Like the top? Like we're talking like 3 feet, 4 feet, or is the opposite side of the bar just elevated for the dwarf?
You're not certain. Actually, you look over and it does look like, and I'd actually say that this is probably a pretty common feature because it makes sense for a fantasy world. There's actually like a
shelf on the other side, like a
shelf on the other side for people of shorter stature. She's like standing like a step down though, because it seems like she is, not like she's definitely taller than like Cordelia. Definitely not gnome size.
No.
But yeah, she kind of like leans on the counter here and says, "What can I get for you?"
I'll take whatever's on and
Right.
question if you don't mind. Saw the old fighting pit back there. I was wondering, as a fellow sign up.
Want to try your luck, do you?
I mean, I've heard plenty about it. Seemed like a fun time. Not much else to do around here unless you think it's a better idea to just pick a fight outside it.
Well, I'm sure you could, but with the current patronage, I think that might end up bloody. Not that the fights in the pit don't end up bloody, that's for sure.
I was about to say, that's like they could paint a stool.
Let's see, we've got, if you're just looking for classic ale, got a house brew. Warn you though, it tastes like it's filtered through dirt, but it gets the job done. Got a new whiskey though, if you're interested.
Maybe. Anything else, or is that just it?
I've got a few other things. Gonna spice mead, heavy on the spice.
Damn it.
What was that?
No, as soon as you said spice like that, I just went back to her offering trucks.
Went back to her what?
Yeah.
You're a little muffled.
Sorry, Joke from Critical Role Season 1. Scanlan asking for spice.
Where's spice? Here's spice?
Yeah. It's like, do you spice? Do you spice?
Here's spice. Do you spice?
Yeah. So Chuckle said, no, sorry, inside joke. Actually, I gotta ask, have I ever come across spice in this campaign setting?
It's spice. I think you get this. This is spice as in spicy, not like spice as in a drug.
I was gonna say, like, because does this have like some? Is this gonna have some acid or LSD in there or something?
I mean, I could put some in if you want.
Maybe later, actually. And I gotta think, my magical flask does copy whatever liquor I pour into it. So if I put in spiked something, will it remain spiked?
Well, are you asking her or are you asking me?
I'm asking you as the DM, like, if I were to say put in a spiked alcohol into the flask, would it remain, or would it continue to pour out said alcohol spiked?
So, as a reminder of kind of how that works, it doesn't like copy. It's just like an extra large storage tank with like you have like multiple different like slots, and I forget how much I said each one has. I think it's like a gallon or something max,
Okay.
or like each one.
5 gallons.
Yeah, but you can have them all different things. But it's just like whatever it is when you put it in, it's what it is when it comes out. So like you can put in like multiple different types of liquids and like they would mix together weird or whatever, but it will be like that when it comes out.
Okay, so I'll definitely ask. I'll pull out my weird flask that has like double checking to see how many, because it's basically a flask with multiple like exits.
Yeah, it's like I have a visual of like how it works, but it's like
It's 5 separate exits. So essentially,
no, it's one exit, but there's like rooms that you can like, and it's like a dial that you can spin to change which one.
All right, so I've got 5, and it's essentially wait. Oh wait, I can fill each of the spaces with up to 5 gallons. I thought it was a 5-gallon total. It's not. Oh, I can go
Was
up to
it
5. Wow.
Oh no, I guess was it? Oh no, I guess it was 5 gallons each, which means that
Yeah.
you can have a lot of drink in there, but it's not bottomless.
No, I know. No, it's not. But wow, someone
Which,
with way more brains than Arthronis could do a lot more with this, considering the whole like copy water, oil, poison, acid, and stuff.
25 gallons. That's like a day or two worth of drinking for Arthronis.
Um,
I'm kidding. I hope I'm kidding. If you're not kidding, then that means you need to make a lot more Constitution saving throws.
He's got a liver that looks like camouflage. But yeah, no, I'll definitely take some of that whiskey, and
Cheers.
if you have anything to add extra quote-unquote spice to it, I'll take a separate glass of that.
Right. In the whiskey or
Separate glass of that whiskey.
Gotcha.
Just gonna try a little something. Alright,
Alright. So just to also check that again. It's a bottle of the normal whiskey and then a bottle of the spiked whiskey?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. For a bottle, given the prices. Yeah, this is like, every once in a while as a DM you gotta like calculate the cost of something in like specific instance of like the socioeconomic place that they're in.
How much for a bottle of basic Jack Daniels, then how much for a bottle of basic Jack Daniels with the whatever equivalent this spice is, based off what she bought it for, but she needs to make a profit, so it'll be hiked up anywhere from 10 to 20%.
And also just to check, you're not going for the spiced mead, which is, again, spiced mead, not mead with the drug spice in it.
No.
Okay, so 2 of the whiskey and then, some drugs on top of it.
The whiskey, some drugs on top of it. I'm going to pour half the bottle of the drugged one into one of the 5 little entrances for the flask. Then I'm going to just put those both away and enjoy the normal whiskey as I wait for her to finish telling me about the way to enter the fighting pit.
Okay, and then don't forget to note down the one that you're putting in the container, because again, I've left that to you to keep track of them.
I misread that, and I thought it was just I could do up to 5, but do 5 gallons, and I just said, you know what, I'll do all 5 gallons of one thing. This is the first time I've diversified.
Yeah.
So I have 3 extra left. So one's normal booze, and one now has spiked whiskey. That's fun.
Extra spiked whiskey, because
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, given the cost, I'm gonna say it's, and normally this is also like, like she's. I think she's got like a menu behind her. I don't have everything on the menu, but like it's normally served as shots. But if you want to get the whole bottle, I'm gonna say 2 gold for each bottle.
Done.
And let's see, for the drugs, and I guess she'll ask, well, how spiked do you want it?
By your estimation, what would be a good enough time, but not enough to forget it?
Let's see. For that, and then for the, I take it you want it for the entire bottle, not just for like a single shot, right?
Yeah, no, for the whole bottle.
For the whole bottle. I'll go with. Honestly, as a side note, I do not know how much drugs would cost in the fantasy world necessarily, but I'm going to go with 20 gold, or enough for the bottle.
One drugs, please.
Like, all right, let me get an 8-ball. Let me get a third.
Don't make me choke on my chips. That was too funny.
I'll take some drugs, please. I'm totally not an undercover cop.
1 cocaine, please.
I can't remember what episode it was. How so like one of their patients was like on drugs or something, so they had to send out actual doctors to go buy some drugs. It was just so awkward.
I was just doing like
Hello,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because Santiago was like undercover and she like have proper English. So instead of saying, "Hey, let me get some cocaine," she's like, "May I have some cocaine?"
I know.
Yeah.
Oh god, I remember that one. God, imagine like a 5'2" guy, like balding, like full on doctor attire, just missing the lab coat, just walking up to a dude on the street corner, like, I'd like to buy some cocaine, please.
Hello, could I get a marijuana, please?
And then on the other side, you've got the other doctor with him, who essentially tells him, "We don't want the news, like get the customer hook stuff. We need the other stuff that's what's messing with our patient to figure out if that's what's harming, if that's what's messing them up so much that they're in the hospital."
Yeah. But yeah, she gets these 2 bottles. She'll open up one for you, and then add this. You see, it is this like bluish purple powder that she kind of just takes out from under the counter here and just kind of pours it in.
It's just fairy dust.
There's some in,
made from real fairies.
Kind of like smells it a little bit, then pours a little bit more in. Yeah, that should do it.
I trust the dwarf's judgment on like how like stiff a drink should be and how spiked the drink should be.
Yeah. Let's see. And then she'll kind of reseal the bottle for you. I take it you're not drinking this one here.
No, not yet. Actually, before she sealed it, I'll ask. And he just takes out the flask and does a little weird thing to. I do imagine, like you said, like just underneath the top, it clicks to an empty one, corks it open, pours some in, clicks it shut, and just lets the thing work its magic.
She actually, it's like, well, I don't know if we have we've got a funnel, but, and she actually, like, pulls out, like, a funnel, but it's, like, attached to this tube. I don't know, it looks like something for, like, a keg stand or something. She just
I'm liking this place more and more.
Plugs one end into your flask and kind of pours it in the other end, and kind of, like, has to take a step up and like lift it up so that it all kind of goes into your flask. Yeah, hasn't gotten much use recently, but yeah, I take it you're not with those lot. And she kind of just like points over to the fighting pit, kind of generally where most of those Iron Pact members are. You don't seem like
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit of new blood to the area, and I'm here to see if all the stories I heard about this place are true. Good place to drink, good place to fight.
Your
Yeah.
audio got very muffled there. I am sorry.
Sorry, let me try again. One of the new bloods to the area, so gonna see if this place. I heard about the reputation of this place. Want to see if it's a good place to drink, good place to fight. Although I did recently hear about the changing of hands via ownership and whatnot.
Yeah, these Iron Pact members, they took over after the previous owner, and she kind of holds up again with big air quotes, mysteriously passed away and miraculously left the deed to this place to their leader. So they've been taking charge here, just set up shop. Listen, this place has always been connected to the underworld, we'll put it, but these people don't seem to be wanting to work with the community as much as control the community. So obviously don't tell them any of them. You seem like the sort of lot we would have liked to have here back in this place's better days. And if you're looking for... Oh, sorry, what was that?
I know, thank you, Carmen, for that.
Fade to what?
Sorry. Alright.
Oh.
Nope. Okay, sorry, everyone's
I think he just said thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, your audio is still a little bit muffled on my end. Oh, and he left. I can hear him and he's back.
Hey.
What was that?
For a second, but I just last thing I said was thank you. Don't know if you guys heard it.
Yeah, I heard you say thank you. Still a bit muffled, but I think I got you. Yeah. And if you're looking to sign up for the fights, we've got events regularly. They're mostly sporadic. Mostly whenever there's two challengers here ready to fight. Occasionally there's events with beasts, or occasionally there's the odd tournament. But if you're wanting to fight, I can connect you to Neil. You can find him in the cheap suit down by the fighting pit, and he should be able to get you set up.
Sounds like a plan.
What was that?
Take a quick. Sounds like a plan.
Ah. All right.
Find Neil in the cheap suit.
Neil in the cheap suit. Sorry, I'm just making a note. Real quick. Sorry. That's fine. Sorry. And then, did you have anything else actually you wanted to ask at the moment? Or are you just kind of taking a drink of this whiskey?
Drink this whiskey, and also asking. You've worked here a while, right? Know this place pretty well?
Decades, yeah.
Nice. Does this place happen to have, like, I don't know, rooms to stay in, anything like that, or is it just a bar and a fight?
Not really any rooms for patrons. No.
But say room for employees?
There are other facilities here, but not for patrons. Sorry. I know a place nearby if you're looking for a place to stay in town. Though, if you're traveling from out of town, I don't know if I'd recommend Field Ward, unless you're, down on cash. But, considering you just bought 2 bottles of our whiskey and, decent amount of drugs, I think you're fine.
Fair enough. Take drink the rest of the whiskey and head upward to find Neil in the cheap suit.
Neil in the cheap suit. That is his last name. No, it is not. Though that would be funny.
It's his middle name, Inda, last name Cheap Suit.
Neil Cheap Suit.
Full name Neil Inda Cheap Suit.
No. Do you try the whiskey, or are you just kind of holding on to it for now to drink later?
No, I do drink the normal whiskey. The other one's getting put away in the old bag.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's pretty harsh. Got a kind of smoky flavor, and it kind of burns the whole way down.
I mean, that's the point of whiskey.
Definitely does the trick in getting you liquored up. Or working on getting you liquored up. How much do you drink, out of curiosity?
Just a swig or two.
Sip? Just a swig or two? Okay.
Yeah.
It won't make you make a Constitution save at the moment. But if you keep on drinking, I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, depending on how long it takes me to get a fight, you might just, start to
Oh yeah.
slowly dip, maybe place a bet or two on some fights happening before mine. We'll see.
Gotcha. We've got Celia to check in with, and you said you were going to kind of wander around the tap room, just kind of listening in on conversations, or what were you looking to find?
I mostly just kind of want to scope out the place, so doing a sweep around the tap room, potentially whatever other areas I could get into, but we'll start in the tap room.
All right. Roll a perception check for me.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, very nice. Excuse me.
Ooh,
Starting off strong.
how auspicious.
Ooh. I'm sure I won't need that roll anywhere later on. It's fine.
All right. Yeah, you listen in on kind of several of the conversations around here, kind of picking up vibes, seeing what you can hear. You hear general, similar sentiments of what I kind of described with Prisma, of these kind of cocky Iron Pact members looking to, shoot the shit. You actually hear a few things about like, oh yeah, no, I was in with the raid on so and so property. Took over from Xanthard Guild the other day. And a couple of war stories in that sense. You do listen in on another table of kind of disgruntled Others that used to be older patrons that aren't really happy with the Iron Pact and their new takeover. Let's see. Seems like there's actually a few more people than what are kind of over near the fighting pit. You actually hear you overhear one of the larger folks says, "Care if they hear that what they're doing here isn't right. They're ruining this place. And I've been coming here for decades, and it's always been about the drinks and the fights, and having a place to come after a long day's work, and now it's all about their business." And you kind of get like some gruff sentiments, seeming like there's a couple people here that are almost like open, like their friends are kind of hushing them. It's like you get the sense that there's some pressure here, and that a fight could start, or they might join in a fight, or they'd be willing to fight in some degree. And so, these Iron Pact members are just kind of passive about it. Yeah, sore losers. These people should go find somewhere else. This is our turf now.
What do you mean by sore losers? Was there a bet?
Are you asking somebody specific?
Yeah, I'm asking whoever said that.
What? Nah, these lot. They, Sorry, I'm trying to collect my words. They think just because they been here longer than us, they, for some reason, deserve the right to have it their way. But, our boss here, good old Red Vein, snatches this place up once the old man croaked. Now it's our place. Will be for now and forever. Methinks. They're just gonna have to, if they want to join in with the festivities again, all they need to do is join in with the gang here. Sorry, my mind said, I mixed up group and gang and almost said grang. That's not a word.
You can totally make it a word.
Yeah, well, grang.
So is that the plan for this business, to only accept those in your gang?
Well, you had the password, didn't you?
I did.
This is, looking up for each other. And if they want the best club in the field ward, then you're just gonna have to deal with us. More than welcome to it if they agree to our terms and agree to our rules. Our protection, of course.
Your protection.
Don't you know it?
And what are you offering
Yeah.
in terms of protection?
You see this fella kind of chuckle with a couple of the other guys at his table here. Well, You must be, new around here, are you? Came with a friend or something? Gave you a
You could
password
say
to get
that.
in? Well, sweetheart. You see, we are going to keep an eye on these neighborhoods. Make sure nobody comes making a ruckus, and in exchange, they give us tokens of their appreciation. And if they don't want a token to share their success in their businesses, their lives, then we don't protect them anymore. You gotcha? Got it?
Ah, seems simple enough.
Admittedly, we weren't exactly the first lot to think of it, but seems to be getting along fine so far.
Well, I would just be a little cautious. Some people don't appreciate that form of protection very much.
Yeah. Some people don't. Now, I think you should probably go back to your friends now, shouldn't you?
Celia will smile, give him a little wave, and then keep walking.
Yeah. As you're walking away, you hear kind of some mumbling. If you're interested in listening in on the mumbling, you can roll a perception check. But you can probably guess what they might be saying.
I could do math. Hold on, my brain's not braining right now. 23.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up, brain, I need
What
you.
she's dealing
It
with.
was 16 plus 7, and my mind just went like, I heard the AOL dial-up noise, and now it's just like, oh no.
Nah, I get you. But you know, you hear him kind of say under his breath as he goes and lifts his cup for another drink and says, "Bitch must not know who she's dealing with."
I am
Not getting
fighting
mine.
every instinct to set this place on fire.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he's dealing with, to be fair. But that's kind of the whole point of being incognito. Anyway, I'm going to just kind of say, for simplicity's sake, and since it seems like you guys are all kind of... The group that's in the stands is heading towards the tap room, the group, and Othronos, who's in the tap room, is heading towards the stands. I'm going to say you all kind of meet around the middle, around the same time. You all kind of head back and see each other, kind of all heading towards the center. If you're wanting to avoid each other, you can. I'll say that it's early enough if you guys want to stay separated or something. But,
We can bump into each other.
Yeah, I
if we
think
bump
we'd
into
end
each
up
other, we can
bumping
just
into
say,
each other.
hey. Wait, no, actually bumping into each other, or are we like
Bump.
Like,
I'm so
bump
sorry
into
because
each other, like, oh, hey.
yeah, because they like, do we see each other and acknowledge, or do I physically run into Celia, Cordelia, or Brisba?
yeah, Othronus, you literally run into Cordelia and you actually accidentally punt her into the arena.
Oh my god, no.
Alright, who am I find? Where do I go?
Well, if I do
Don't
bump
even
into
question
Thronus. If I do bump into Thronus, just your face! I was looking for that.
You say that as I'm like taking another swig of my bottle.
Yeah. And he does tell you guys what he told Cordelia, but he's like, I think he might have gone something exactly like this, and it'll sound like a tape recorder before he just repeats what they said.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're these they call them brats are being kept somewhere underground or underneath of some kind.
In my attempt to scope out the building, did I see any, like, doors that some of these gang members would walk through or anything of that nature?
I guess I'll ask, are you, where are you going?
I want to do a full scope of the building.
Full scope of the building. I'm going to go, let's say, one more perception check, specifically for, the other one was listening, this one's seeing.
24.
24. You're rolling well in perception, which is fair.
I'm gonna take it while I can.
Take it while you have it, and then also, I did give you, extra bonuses. To
You sure did.
Somebody needed to have, at least middling perception. Now we got 2, which is nice. So let's see, 24. You see, kind of watching these kind of on-duty guards for the Iron Pact. You see that there's a couple guarding that booth on the far side of the arena. Kind of, there's entryways on either side, but there's a couple guards on either entryway. You also see that kind of as the stands go down, you do see there are a couple of also guarded entrances. Actually, no, I think you see just the one kind of on the right side of the stands. Kind of this kind of why am I blanking on the words? Cordoned off? Yeah, we'll go with like kind of on the front row on that level. There's like some steps leading down where there aren't any seats, kind of in that passageway. And that's guarded as well. I will say, as you're kind of making your way looped around the balconies of this arena, you do spot something, especially with the 24. You see in the arena itself, it looks like it's walled off on that kind of bottom level where the dirt is with the arena itself. Walled off except for okay, let me jump back on the Alba Rodeo. Let me actually change maps real quick. Better show this. I'll also say this is not a perfect representation of the arena, but this is just something close to give the impression for the arena itself. Okay. Yes, room and fill. There we go. So, assuming that the tap room is at the top of this map, and there's kind of the arena going around, and then there's the seats going around and the arena in the center. It's a bit smaller and a bit more circular than this one. For some reason, I have a really hard time, again, finding a map that worked for this. But there's the VIP booth, and then you're standing around here in the stands, or kind of in the balcony above the stands, and you see that, yeah, there is a gateway currently blocked off, but there's it's iron wrought, so you can see through the gaps, but it does look like there is a passageway with torches kind of illuminating the inside of it.
Well, time for us to join a fight.
It looks like it leads back
Us?
farther and kind of around a corner, so you can't see all the way. But I will add, though, with a 25, with you have to actually hear kind of that doesn't pitch in super often, but you hear in your mind Galore, the entity within the stone that helps you with your seeing. You see it point out in your vision. There is something that catches your eye on the ground, glinting in the firelight. Kind of almost kicked over by dirt. And I think from this distance you can't quite make it out, but it does look like there is something that's been kind of lost and forgotten in the dirt. Kind of midway through this passage.
Huh, and I'm assuming I saw this before I met up with the group, or?
Yeah, we kind of rewinded a little bit as you're kind of scoping the place out.
Okay, I'm gonna make mental note of that, and then when I regroup with everyone, I will point that out.
Yeah, kind of relay all that. Sorry, I know that was a long-winded explanation.
You're fine.
Trying to make sure I get the, proper image. Alright. And I'm going to go back to this one. So yeah, you have relayed that, and it seems... I will also say that passageway leads actually underneath the tap room, where you all are standing at the moment.
I think Prisma would say, I did hear them say that they're well prepared. I do think, I don't know, sounds like maybe a lot of people down there, wherever they're keeping these people.
Yeah, there's other people.
You suppose the youngins are through that door to the tap room?
They did say something about underneath, and they could have meant it literally.
I could, and she holds up her fingers to do air quotes, stumble into the tap room.
Well, you're currently in the tap room. This
Oh.
passageway would lead to something that might be underneath the tap room.
Okay,
Again,
sorry.
The passageway that Celia saw kind of twists and turns a little bit.
Okay.
So you could stumble into the tap room.
But there's like people up here.
Yes. I will say you also don't know where that passageway in the stands might lead. Because that was also one that you saw.
We could be like one of those people selling pretzels and just discreetly get our way toward that door.
Whatever Thronus does go into a fight. But like a really good fight. to like distract all the peeps up here.
And then what? We sneak in through that door?
I mean, yeah. We can always just not do that and risk everyone coming at us.
Okay, how about this? Arthronus gets into a fight. He's a big guy. He can take it. And then I will be his hype man. And then that allows you two to sneak off while I keep everybody else entertained with my thrilling commentary.
I'm not really a fighter.
I think that's why she recommended we sneak off.
Yes.
He's a lover, not a fighter. Sorry.
But I feel like there's gonna be aggressive negotiations.
I can keep him busy. Or I will go forth and see if you want to be his hype man.
I'll be his hype man.
Ooh, that's right. You can breathe fire and entertain everybody too.
He takes
Then
out his
make
loot,
best
something like that.
friend and go sneak off.
He
He takes
doesn't
out his
breathe
loot, yeah,
fire.
something like that.
You bash people in the loot in the head with a loot?
If I'd
I
say it's supposed to be
mean-
WWE, like, are you about to tag him in and just crack some ludicrous on his face?
Well, it's just I can also provide you bardic inspiration, my guy.
I do. I just don't know if these guys will catch on.
Well, we gotta try it at least. I mean, there's gonna be shenanigans one way or the other, so you know.
I'm about to turn this bitch into a mosh pit. Let's go. What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Like, is there another bar going to come in on the other side of the ring, and while Orthronus is fighting the opponent in the ring, you're having a rap battle with another bard?
Oh, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
What the fuck is up, Waterdeep?
So how do we like that plan? Who wants to be the distractor while Arthronus fights, and then which two of us should sneak off?
Yep, I'm in.
So, also just to check, because with the plan that you're saying, the plan is have Athronus go in as a fighter.
Yep.
Have somebody be his hype man distraction while the other two sneak off.
Yeah.
What are they
Everybody will be
planning on doing to distract it?
I'm sorry,
Like-
what?
And then what is I guess this isn't necessarily set in stone right now, but what is this distractor going to do to distract people so much that it gives the others an opportunity to sneak off?
Just be totally
Prisma
obnoxious and bring like attention to Arthronus fighting. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
look at that!
I think it's like amping up the atmosphere so everyone's focus is on the fight. Or maybe
So, ring commentator?
Yes.
Okay. And then
And that ball is long gone, just like your last girlfriend, who will never return.
Jesus Christ!
Home
Do you see
run!
his opponent? So stupid. I bet he failed a blood test.
and then
Vicious
the
mockery, like,
and then the distractor is going to, or the seeker is going to sneak where?
Through that door, I guess, through the tunnel.
In the arena.
Yeah, I don't think this is very well thought out.
Yeah,
Anyone have
we're just
invisibility?
playing this to extend.
So I think the issue is that I don't think it's clear that the tunnel is in the fighting arena.
sorry. I guess there's there is a doorway that is guarded in the stands, and then yes, there is the one that Celia saw that kind of winds back and goes underneath the tap room. That is the entrance and exit from the arena, it seems.
Okay, see that's much more.
Yeah, that'll be a little
Sorry,
bit different
Yes,
than
but-
what was planned.
Yeah, so that stands door would be the one we try to go for.
Yeah, because I
She
mean,
is
unless
guarded.
That one you said is guarded, right?
Yes. But I think when you
So-
saw it, it seems like it's a pathway. It's not really a door, but it's like a pathway that leads down. It's not like it doesn't seem like there's a door there, but it does have guards in front of it. Keeping
We just have to
walk in.
figure out a way to sneak past them. So instead of maybe a fight in the fighting pit, do you think maybe a fight in the tap room by the door to lead these guards away?
what if we make so many people fight that the guards have to leave the room, like that door unattended?
Listen, with
Well,
some of these
here's the-
people in here, as soon as a fight starts, it's going to be an all-out brawl.
And
That's
the thing
why
is,
I'm about to make
Um,
this bitch into a mosh pit. Let's fucking go.
some might go in to try and break it up, but there's no guarantee that there won't be guards that'll like specifically stay at the door to make sure nothing bad happens. Because as much as we want to draw the attention, by the looks of it, there are more than enough of the members of the group to go around that the people stationed there may not.
Yeah, that's one of the other tricks is that most of the patrons here are part of this gang.
Yeah, like the numbers are most definitely on their side, and the thing we want to go about this is doing this in a way that either they don't detect it at all, which will be hard for us to do, or by the time they do figure out what we're doing, we're already out of here.
I mean, I could always do all tried and true and set this place on fire. Most people run in that situation.
Always, that is an honest option. Here's the thing: we want to wait until you know who gets here and wait for her to for us to figure out what it is that they're going to ask her to do, and then while she's there, either going to do it, quote unquote, and deciding how to whatever it is that they're asking her. That's when we can try and essentially see what's going on. Because we can't set fire to this or something that will essentially force the attention of most of the group away from where the children are being stored when we with a solid location on where they are. Because if it's just a few of them, I think we can, with a bit of quick surprise, we can take them out, grab the kids, and just book it. We've already got the safe house sorted out and everything, and we've got people there to help us.
Do we have a safe house sorted out?
I don't think
right.
Torres had mentioned that, but there was something.
Right, I forgot to mention.
Because you had gone to this interim, and then I'll also
Yeah, I went to
remind
this
you guys
interim.
I
that
was going to say, because our tavern is almost at max capacity, I'm afraid.
no, there
No,
was
I
a separate
I talked
safe house.
to I talked to some of my contacts and got an actual safe house, a place near here. We can have them and possibly geez, I'm blanking on the name and I don't know why. Bonnie and the kids can all like lay low there for a day or so, like a little bit until we find a way to get them to a new, more secure, permanent place. I'm assuming that they want to stay and don't want to move.
I'll also mention because you had spoken with the Doom Raiders.
Yeah.
They helped set that up, and they mentioned you can go there and they're going to have a few people on standby, some members of the Zentrum on standby to either help protect that place, or if you want to utilize them somewhere else, that is also an option. I will also mention that 3 strings... excuse me. Sorry. 3 strings had also gone to Mert, who it seems like some other Harpers might also be being kept prisoner. You might have their backup as well, potentially, depending on how things go.
Yeah, no, that was going to be the second part, because besides the kids who go, the Harpers are probably going to want to get their people back. So assuming that we can pull this off, we can get the kids, hopefully get the Harpers, if they're good enough shape, they might be able to help us fight. Assuming we get to the safe house, we'll be able to get a few reinforcements to either lay low or from there move to somewhere else. I think the main objective is to get the kids, Bonnie, and the Harpers out of this particular area where there's so many of these guys around, I guess.
Well, and, not being captured.
Yeah, not being captured would be great. As much as it would be fun to set this place on fire as a little fuck you, this place is kind of nice. It'd be great if we could just take it from them, but, beggars, choosers, and whatnot.
I would also say, remind, there does seem to be people here that don't seem to be... it seems like pretty much everybody here that isn't part of the Iron Pact is mad at the Iron Pact.
Yeah, because their usual spot is kind of getting taken over and made bougie and, elitist with the, members only now bullshit.
So once again, I can set this place on fire. I have some prime targets, if you ask me.
We would love for you to set certain people on fire. Mainly the Iron Pact.
Yeah, that's
that's
exactly what I was saying.
Is it
Set a guard on fire?
Set people on fire.
Man, Celia started as a scalpel, but man, is she turned into a blunt instrument.
No, she can be a scalpel when she needs to be. She can be a scalpel when she wants to, but she can also be like that, gallon of gasoline.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's my 2 cents.
Do we
try to fight?
Do we want to wait for Bonnie then, if we're just trying to rescue these people anyways? Wouldn't it be better to not have Bonnie here and potentially get in the way?
Like, how? Get in the way, how?
Well, now it's another person that we have to look out for.
I mean, by that logic, Bonnie can more or less handle herself a little bit.
I don't know what her fighting capabilities are.
I mean, I don't either, but she did kind of not get captured when the first down happened.
Are we willing to take that gamble, or do we want to just go in now?
I will also remind you guys that you guys have paper birds and communicate with people at a moderate distance.
Yeah.
That's great for people that plan.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how to make plans. The only thing I can think of is make a distraction and hope that the guards are dumb enough to fall for said distraction. I really don't know how to make plans beyond that. That or feminine wiles.
As I mentioned, it wouldn't... I mean, I can. Again. But it wouldn't take long to... or it wouldn't take much to start an all-out tavern brawl here. These people seem very on edge. At least the old patrons.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it'd be the old patrons versus the new group, and correct me if I'm wrong, DM. The majority is the new group, right? You said it was like 70-80%.
Yeah, I think it's from what you see, it's about 80 to 20. 80 of the Iron Pact, 20 to the old patronage.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need the brawl to last for long. We just need maybe put it close enough to those guards, and they also join in.
The problem with that is there's enough guards that they might try to just either toss everyone out or just capture everybody. And I don't know enough about this group to know what they're likely going to go towards. Because something tells me these aren't the kinds of places that call the guards when stuff gets rowdy. It seems like they handle it in-house.
Yeah, as a reminder of what you guys would know about the Fields Ward, it is technically not part of the city. It's basically kind of a collection of buildings that have been built in the kind of battlefield buffer zone in case somebody attacks from the north of Waterdeep. And then with crime being pretty rampant, it's not patrolled by the city they're the city guard. The watch does keep an eye from the walls, but unless things get really, really rowdy, like, full-on battle starts breaking out, they don't tend to get involved.
So then what are our options?
I do want to check in with you guys and see. I'm assuming we don't necessarily need to stop right now, but I also want to check in and see how long you guys are good to keep going.
I'd say another 40 minutes.
I could go there.
Same.
About there? Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Also, we can also do a combination of all the stuff. We do the fight. We try a distraction with setting maybe something outside or inside on fire. We start a brawl. Just get enough things going, like from multiple sides, to get enough distraction to where I'm hoping the 2 or 3 of you guys can go try to grab the children and make your way out.
Yeah, that's okay. So, fire drill. Like, they have to get out of the building if there's a fire.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
What, do they not have safety rules in this setting?
Do they not have
this
safety rules in the bar owned by a bunch of criminals doing illegal no bar holds fighting?
City regulations. If there's a fire, you gotta get out of the building.
We're out of the city. We're out of the city.
Technically. It's like halfway in the city, halfway out. But it's
Okay,
not
corporate limits.
not beholden to all the regulation that, happens with
Cordelia's out here looking for a fire alarm to pull.
State regulation. Like, seriously, yes, that's what I'm looking to do. There's gotta be something. Even henchmen have to have safety precautions of some kind.
It's not code.
Cordelia really be the one that's like, may I have some cocaine, please? Cordelia really be the one that's like, excuse me, we like to say please and thank you.
Exactly. She was raised right, darn it.
And
Yeah, and all these people were raised left, and they're completely the opposite of you.
are you calling them Democrats? Sorry, bad joke.
That's not.
You said left. Bad joke. And to answer your question, Cordelia, or your thought out of game, the protocol for all these henchmen of if a fire starts, they run. They do not
Very
have much
simple.
of a gun.
Once again, circling back, let me just start a fire.
Yeah, like literally, that just makes the most sense. Like we
Yeah,
got
we got
flammable
2 votes
material
for
in the form of
fire.
kegs.
I might.
So
recommend
Prisma
that you
finally pipes
defend
up.
your goals.
Prisma finally speaks up. Hey guys, so I started a fire.
Yes.
I know we gotta find children in a basement somewhere, but like
Okay, just so
a
you
small
know,
fire.
fires
a contained
spread,
one.
Getting alive.
and there is flammable alcohol here. Like, I don't know how large of quantities.
I'll also note that these buildings are decently close together. in the
Exactly.
field.
That's why everyone would have to
Everything's
run
made
out
out
like
of wood.
ants.
Exactly.
We're gonna
No,
start
I mean,
a fucking
even
London
better.
fire.
And the fire is
like-
totally just gonna stop. I'm sorry, I need to not say this stuff.
Water,
You guys do
dragons.
your own thing.
They spit out water onto the thing. Listen, there's gotta be a fireman system.
Do you
We're about
have a
to-
water dragon we don't know about?
Guys,
don't
they're
know, there's
holding the
gotta be
kids
something.
underground. Got it.
Even
Burn
if-
ground.
If
If
there
there's
are
a
water
fire-
dragons, there's a dragon ward around the city. I'm sorry.
So they'd have to stay outside the dragon ward and watch everything burn down to the ground because they're not allowed inside.
So, have you guys ever heard of a place called California? Well, you're about to get real familiar with it.
Oh god.
Gosh.
Welcome to California! As just a fire rages behind her.
You know, I loved that we talked this beginning of the sessions of what our characters would say if we died. Because a lot of that's starting to look like it might be some self-fulfilling prophecy right now.
Oh god.
Even to be appropriate.
Like,
I mean, so who's in for this plan? I mean,
Listen, you say
sounds good.
light anything on fire, Celia's in.
I'm not saying we don't, I'm just saying we wait to see if we can do it another way first. Like, if things go less than pleasant, fire is always plan. I don't want to say B, I don't want to say C, D. Plan D.
Okay, how about a whole
Okay.
bunch of little tiny fires? Like a little fire on the guard's cloak just to make him freak out. Then a little fire up here. Then a little fire up here. And people are like, oh crap, man. Just, little containable fire. Just sprinkle them. Just to get everybody confused and scattered. And then we sneak in.
How are these fires being started without realizing the cause?
And all at the same time. That is
And
not
simultaneous.
Yes.
small fire. A 20-foot radius fire.
Small,
Oh,
contained,
I'm
20-foot fire.
dimensions.
Oh god. I don't know. Here's what I'm afraid of. If we do this and we pull this off, anyone who sees what happened is going to know that we set this place on fire. That kind of stuff gets spread around.
Okay, fine. Molotov cocktails, but tiny ones, like the little tiny Fireball whiskey bottles, the sample size.
Okay,
Also,
what you're thinking
Little
of
shooter
is glass
fire.
vials, like glass
Tiny.
vials of vodka with little rags that you light on fire and then throw. Those are small,
do-
really quick little fires.
you do know that fire spreads, right?
Yeah.
Janus, not even Prisma. Janus is like, I don't have time to explain how thermodynamics works. I could probably spend a week writing a list.
Cordelia,
Well,
have you ever seen a fire in like the fields and how fast it starts from one place and just continuously expands outward as long as it has things to consume?
Heck yeah, I've worked to stop a prairie fire before.
Okay, now imagine that in the city with all of these wooden buildings. What exactly would we have to stop that?
Water.
How's the water getting here?
We got magic people in the city.
How
I'm
long
sorry,
will it
I'm
take
sorry,
for the
what
magic
did you
people
call me?
in the city to stop the fire before it starts, eating everything it comes into contact with? Because that's how I see fire.
I'm sorry, I'm still not over what Cordelia just called me.
Magic people.
We got you
fuck
people
does
to
that
help.
mean? The
I'm
fuck
also just
you mean,
wondering-
you people?
Magic people. There's nothing bad in that. Just we got magic people in the city.
Cordelia throws a bucket of water on a burning building and thinks, well, why isn't it put out?
No. See, we've got you got mages. They got more magical capabilities with water than just a single bucket. I'm just
There are
spitting,
people-
spitballing here, y'all.
Like, I
These are
mean,
really
she's
setting
not
the
wrong
person
to a
idea.
point because we've seen that in action when I lit the other tavern on fire. But like,
No.
by the time they get out here is the issue. Last time we were inside the city, so it was okay to get them there kind of fast. Here, it's like the outskirts. It's gonna take at least 30 to 40 minutes, maybe, to mobilize, and then by then it's just all gone.
And also, this is technically outside the city where they don't like to patrol because of all the crime and stuff, so even when word gets there, there's a chance they won't come as fast as they would normally when it's
Yeah, this is not a high priority
inner
place.
city.
Okay, so in other words, we need a non-lethal equivalent that still causes panic to fire.
Cordelia wants
Mustard
to,
gas.
Cordelia wants to commit arson in a low-income neighborhood. Context.
I can make some mustard gas.
Let's not, because we also need to get these kids out of here.
I was about to say, we're this isn't a, like, scorched earth operation. This is a rescue operation, first and foremost.
I also don't know how easy it would be for you to get access to bleach and ammonia.
I mean, these guys have to get rid of bodies when it becomes inconvenient, right?
Yeah, but a lot of
I
them
don't
know
know if
fire
that's the
spells
method.
and stuff.
Listen, I watched
like,
that
you know,
episode of
prestidigitation.
Mythbusters.
Well, this
You
is
watch that episode of what?
Mythbusters, where they try to dissolve a body with like that one type of acid.
Well, in order to dissolve a body, you would need piranha solution. But we're getting off topic.
Okay.
I'm also entirely imagining this conversation happening in the absolute middle of this club, and everybody's looking at you guys now. No, that's
As
not
we're
the case.
actively discussing arson,
How do we burn down the place?
So how do we burn down this place while also rescuing those children at the same time?
Yeah.
but not
You guys
burning
just make
down
a lot
the
of
city
smoke.
altogether.
This is like one of those ads for those mobile games where you have to pull the pins. You have to think
Okay,
how do you say both of treasure
Here's the
and burn.
that, I have no idea if that was a joke or not, but like charisma, that idea is actually way oddly safer or less destructive. I'll say, not safer. It's just less destructive than the fire thing, because if we can create enough smoke, just burning specific things so it doesn't spread necessarily, but does create enough smoke, that will cause people to flee because they think it's a bigger fire. The smoke, costs them cover. Most people try to get out because they can't breathe. Problem is that we have like minutes before that'll start choking everything that's in the vicinity out, including the kids.
So anyone have a way of
Honestly, it
creating
just sounds like
smoke?
any. Honestly, it sounds like any plan we're presenting here is gonna have holes. So why don't we
Well,
just
no, it's the thing.
one?
If we could make a fire, but like have it contained,
Yes, sir.
but keep it going constantly, and just let the smoke pile into the building, it'll force everyone out.
You guys are really stuck on the fire idea.
I mean,
Because fire
what
is
other
always
ideas
the
do we
best
have?
idea.
80 people
So-
who don't want to fight necessarily
What we
against
can
us.
also do, because we're not terribly pressed for time, is we can reach out for reinforcements. Athronis, I know you have your friends, and we could potentially reach out to Three Strings and the Harpers, so that
I mean,
if
we'll
we
let them
do
know
start
that
a
we're in the
brawl,
tavern. We'll let them know about the password, and we see if they have any, comments about the current planning that we're coming up with of, either making a distraction or just starting a straight up brawl in this place.
we'll just start a brawl, have them storm in, and then we take the tunnel. Because then it's not 80 to 20. And they'll need every guard that they can.
I mean, for
Yeah,
that, we'll need to wait until the day gets a little later, people get a little bit more drunk, a little rowdier, easier to, spark that,
That's also another issue.
That
Like, why
initial
don't we just get
contact.
everyone drunk?
that's
Everyone
one of the
is
things we're going
drunk.
to suggest, like,
What are you gonna pick
Assuming
for the
that we
drinks?
yeah, that's the thing. Assuming that, I was hoping to fight, win, and then use that money to pay, for like rounds for the next hour or so. Just let everyone get as soaked as possible on the very low quality ale I was told this place is.
That's another option. If you're willing to cough up the gold for it, sure.
That's kind of why I want to
Inebriation
fight.
is a good option.
I fight, I make some money, I use said money to buy as much alcohol as I can from this place, and just say, everybody open bar until I run out of gold.
I think we combine those two plans of you fighting, winning, and getting the bar drunk, and we calling for backup.
Sounds like a plan, I guess. So I gotta ask how long it's gonna take for a fight to actually happen. I don't know if there's like a waiting list or something.
I can start a fight.
Well, we could go down and
Oh, no.
ask. And Prisma,
Sure.
no.
Who wants to go with?
Prisma, no. Bad.
I know
down.
how to start fights,
Down. Flick your nose.
but
Let's start a riot.
Not yet. Not yet.
Eventually, give it like a bit of time, and then we'll start one.
All right.
ways to start a fight. Hey, you want to fight?
Maybe we'll start a riot.
Oh my.
So
But
you're
I
heading.
will need some good hype men, or women, when the fight does start. So just wait for us to get back.
So it sounds like, again, current plan is, Thronis gets in a fight, in one of the, fights in the arena. Not
Yes.
just, starts punching somebody.
No, not
Yeah,
that
too,
one.
but I don't think you're necessarily going to have a prize with that one, other than maybe getting kicked out.
Now,
We're dead.
depending if I win or lose, I can use whatever hopefully I might win from thing to start buying drinks, to celebrate. Or if I lose, I'm buying drinks again to drown my sorrows for the loss.
Ooh, do they have any
and
betting?
Hopefully get enough people.
They do have betting, for sure.
All right, big guy, betting it all on you. Don't let me down.
Okay. And I give you 100 gold and say, okay, this you can add to that bet. So whatever I make off of this, you can use to buy the drinks, so you don't have to go out of pocket too much.
Is Arthronis the underdog in this situation? Do they think the other person's gonna win?
We don't know. I've only seen a little bit of the
Get into
champion.
that.
Man, ladies, get you a man that supports your gambling addictions. Amazing.
Ooh.
How romantic.
Ooh.
Look, she supports my drinking and my poor decision making and my failure.
Where'd you
to
guys
confront any
meet?
of my
Gamblers
past
Anonymous?
problems.
Yeah, Celia. Oops, sorry. Celia, for reference, you see a gambling board, and you see actually no, this is the off to the left side, the opposite side of that entryway, is that guy in the cheap suit, and he's actually kind of standing at this board, keeping track of all the bets, and kind of doing some announcing for these fights. That guy that you referred to, Athronis.
No,
God.
in the cheap suit.
Mr. Cheap Suit.
Though you think,
Cheap Suit.
though you think, you might need to sign up for the fight before you can start betting on him.
All right, let's go sign it. Okay, as soon as you said that, I thought back to the Greed Falls campaign when you guys were on the boat and you just started a
When I
fight pit
started
with,
my
like,
own betting ring. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
you
there
were
is
fighting
some
against
bleed
those,
over
what,
between my
3 dwarves?
characters.
I'm still thinking about that fight that Neris had with 3 gnomes.
It was
Yeah.
perfect.
It's like an entire session too.
Yeah. It was 6 months on a boat. You guys had to do something.
Yeah.
Roya was very productive
Yes, it
on
is.
that boat.
Made a lot of money.
It sure
and
did.
Rounded up a lot of fights. Anyway, but no, yeah, you can head over. Are you all heading over? You go check in with Neil in Cheap Suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go sign up. Or actually, let's ask for the rules. So what's the deal here?
You actually, this is a halfling now. You looking to compete? Are you looking to gain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
Well-
possible, yeah.
Mhm. Well, and he actually has a clipboard as well alongside the blackboard that he's got next to him. Looks like. Are you looking just for soonest, or are you looking to fight somebody in particular? We got a couple of regulars down there, a couple of unwilling participants, if you catch my drift. Looking to just fight soonest? You looking to fight somebody specific? We got the champions in house today. She's and you actually see because I think all this has kind of been happening at a little bit less time than we've been playing in. But that fight that you walked in on, kind of wrapped up a little bit ago, and you actually see her better now as you're a little bit closer.
Oh yeah, tell me about the champion. Who the hell is this champion?
Yeah. Also, just to give a bit more of a physical description, you see she's got red
It's
hair,
actually Nyla.
red scarf. And yeah, no, it's Nyla.
Oh yeah, betting all my money on Arthronis.
No, it is not not Nyla. I was about to say it's not a Thronis, and that's just not.
Oh god, I'd hope not. That'd be so confusing.
But no, you see, this woman's got a red scarf kind of wrapped around her neck, and this kind of big belt that she's wearing. Looks a little oversized, but it seems to be staying on all right. Let me send that. Doesn't have the scarf or the belt, but that is generally what she's looking like. She's on the smaller side, but when you saw her fighting before, she seemed to be punching above her weight a bit.
But she's wearing a cool belt, right?
Yeah, she's got the cool belt. Good old champion's belt, since she's got the title right now.
Fair enough.
If you think you can win it from her, then it'd be pretty cool.
Yes, that would be cool.
Pretty triumphant.
Gotta roll a couple things.
Yeah, I got a couple fights scheduled before you got some availability, but
Motherfucker! Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Had to roll for his weakness. It was a 2. Told you he had a thing for that.
Them dang gingers.
sorry, I know I'm putting a lot of them in here, but it's also the visual. It worked with what I was looking for. It's a
No,
champion.
it's perfect.
Well, this ought to be interesting. But yeah, no, I guess fighting the champ.
Yeah,
What are the odds of fighting the champ? Like, what would be my, longest odds?
Take our own. Let's see.
Why not?
Uh,
Win or lose, it's a hell of a time.
I'm actually going to say, I know it's probably a little earlier than it needs to, but since I do want to like kind of work on some of the stuff here, but I do not have this stuff written out necessarily. I want to just say something without, kind of figuring it out first. He shares some of the betting stuff with you, but I don't have that ready yet, so I'll share that with you next time if that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We can sort that out later.
Yeah.
But we know how much we'll probably want to bet when we do start, so it's simple too.
It's pretty. I'll say it's pretty high odds for her to win, so it would be a pretty good payout if you were to win.
Like a 4 to 6 chance.
Yeah. We actually got another fight coming up here with kind of no names, but welcome to watch if you're interested.
I mean, yeah, so just let me know when and where I can, is it sorry, I forgot, multiple arenas or just the same arena but different fighters, different?
Single arena, but yeah, they kind of cycle through different fighters, different fights. It seems like some of the fighters are regular, some of them kind of come in irregularly, and this is kind of be what you're in. And did kind of sound like there's some people that are here unwillingly for one reason or another.
Yeah, probably gambled, lost, couldn't pay, so I'd have to pay it off in the fight.
Yeah. All right.
Not uncommon.
I'm gonna wrap up, I think, for the session here in a moment, but I'm gonna kind of give a final thing. All right. Got another fight coming up, fellas. We got 2 fighters, both of them enemies of the pack. Gonna duke it out to see who comes out on top for one round, and you know the drill. They don't leave unless they leave in a body bag. Should be an interesting one. Our first fighter here was a someone who didn't seem to like our protection. And there's some boos from the crowd. An accountant that thought that he didn't need to honor our business arrangements. Could get sly. Some boos as this kind of spectacled man kind of walks out from that passageway that you saw, kind of wimpily holding a sword in one hand and a buckler in the other. Kind of seems he doesn't really know what to do with himself here. And our other fighter, and this fella, he thought that he... Sorry, I'm looking for something in my words. He thought that he could go against our interests. Had somebody he wanted to protect and wanted to get out of our reach. So, that's how he ended up here. Got on Red Vein's bad side. He's not escaping anytime soon, folks. And you see walking out from this gate, this one holding himself a bit more confidently, though still seems to be displeased with his current situation. This one just holding a broadsword, stepping out into the arena is the scarred face of Silas Duncan. And that's where we're going to leave for tonight.
Ooh, now that's interesting.
Ooh.
Ouch time.
No pressure, Athronus.
I'm not fighting them.
Yeah, I will say, and this I think is apparent to the three of you that have met Silas. From what you can tell in this situation, there's a pretty good chance you know who's going to win this one.
I mean, is it too late to place any bets on this one?
I will say it's not too late, but again, we'll get into that next time.
Yeah, it's 100 gold
Wait,
on
Silas?
on the guy with the... Yeah, Silas is about to
Silas
fight a
Duncan.
guy with glasses who doesn't
He's in
know
the
how
arena.
to hold a sword and buckler. I'm putting 100 gold
Yeah.
on your ex-fiance.
He's fighting. What? Whoa, whoa,
Silas
whoa, whoa.
Duncan is in the arena
Yeah,
as
when we
Holy
left him,
crap!
leader to the
he
Iron Pact.
I don't think he escaped. I think he tried to get out, and I think these guys may have been involved and didn't like that and made him now a gladiator by force.
Holy crap! Whoa! How did I? Okay, the audio must have cut out right at you saying his name or something because I was like,
I
"Whoa,
did not say
what?"
his name. Well, I didn't. He didn't. He wasn't announced, but I did say his name as you recognize him as Silas Duncan. But no, he was not announced. This is not made a big deal or anything.
This guy was just
Okay.
called the accountant and the guy who tried to get out of business with us.
And he's in the arena right now.
Yep.
Long sword in
That's
hand,
totally
who looks like he can
Yeah,
handle
no idea
himself.
who this is.
Oh,
Then a guy with
crud.
the glasses who looks terrified to be here, and I just immediately pull out 100 gold and say 100 on the guy with the shot-off mustache.
Yeah,
100 on the
Cordelia,
guy
she's
with
gonna
the
be
half
like
mustache.
leaning over and just like holy cow, what? It's like I
Who
gotta
is
see this.
Oh.
Who is this?
They
Oh, that's
her
right.
ex-fiance.
So
Right.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
know. That's right.
this is probably going to need some explanation in game as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to explain this kind of out of game, feel free.
Yeah,
Cordelia.
so Silas Duncan, he was Cordelia's ex-fiance at TLDR. He wanted the land. He wanted her family's land because gold was found on it. But her dad was out of town, so Silas tried to swoop in and force Cordelia to marry him to get the land through some kind of legal loophole. Anyways, she escaped at the altar, and so we first met in the yawning portal. She was in her wedding dress, bedraggled, and she just practically fell on her face, like, exhausted from riding from home to Waterdeep.
Like almost non-stop. Only her gun in her hand and like a small bag of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's literally how she was introduced to the campaign. Is she kind of threw open the door of the yawning portal and walked in a wet, mud-caked wedding gown.
I believe her words were something along the lines of, "I'm looking for a barman. He better have a drink or be my dad," or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
neat.
the line.
And then there's also been a whole bunch of history since then, because
Yes.
if you want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, basically, Cordelia and Silas both ended up in jail together by this way. They basically discussed their past, and Cordelia was like, you can be a good person, you know that, right? She's like, you can change. This is so great.
Well, there was a bit more to it than that, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to not.
Yeah, the short version, yeah.
Yeah, short version. I've never been good at summarizing. I'm sorry, but
No, you're good. You're good.
yeah. So he shared some of his life story, and she basically is like, it's never too late to change. You can still be a good person. Try to be a good person, please. And also, is my family okay? And he's like, you and your family need to, like, get out of here. Because something's gonna go down.
About to go down. And who knows? Maybe this is connected to all that drama.
Ooh, I'm excited because yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. Well, I do
Uh-huh.
know. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then,
I
so
know.
wait, if you
So
don't
basically,
know, then
she's
what the hell
sympathetic
happened?
to him now.
What was that? What was that, Heidi?
Oh, nothing. So I was just explaining to Matt. So basically, she is now on sympathetic, if not just civil terms, with Silas.
Yeah, no, she
Okay.
shared his villain origin story with her and found out why he is who he is now.
I see. So they have come to an understanding.
Yes,
Came to an
and she
understanding
is the
is-
reason for his mustache being shot off.
Yeah, because I mean they met a few times in between her running away from the altar and then meeting in the prison. And stuff happened, including like the first time that he showed up in the campaign. He basically just like walked up to the rest of the group while they were at a party and kind of warned Cordelia off. That's kind of been a theme between like a lot of these interactions, just kind of like warning you off. But yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. Anytime Silas shows up, just because that's such an easy point of like tension or drama, I'm just like, oh, I'm like a monkey.
Well, now as well, he's kind of been damseled to a certain degree.
Oh my
Turns
god!
out-
If
Turns out getting out of the life is not so easy.
If Prisma had
Yeah,
known,
she's-
he would have made this a lot more awkward for you for shits and giggles. All right.
Yeah, Cordelia, she'll be like leaning over watching this fight, like, my heart! When? Kick his butt! For once! I'm gonna root for you!
I was like, you heard this guy announce that this poor accountant just didn't want to be like extorted by these guys, and that's why they put him in a death match.
Yeah,
Just
You
wondering
get the
if,
sense
like,
that there might be a little bit
Cordelia-
more of that story that they're not sharing, but you know,
yeah.
that's where they're leaving it.
Yeah, I assume when he said it, I was like, okay, this guy either cooked his books or was doing something making money on the side they wanted to cut. He either said no to them or tried to scam them out of it, and now it's just how they got him.
Well, I mean, what if he's just in a self-destructive phase because, after all this time he still hasn't gotten Cordelia, so now he's just doing this for shits and giggles and to feel something.
That's also an
Just
option.
the thought.
Don't tickle my brain with that tragic, pining, yearning, romantic sensation. I like that.
What? Right? Like, he's become numb because he lost her, and now he's trying to feel something.
I mean,
This
look,
is when
let's
Chris
face it.
Stapleton's songs start playing. Like, I have a whole music video of White Horse by Chris Stapleton in my head between these two. Gosh dang it.
I will say it was also.
It started out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say the marriage wasn't necessarily. I don't think he didn't want to marry you or anything, but it was mostly for the money. For the
This
gold.
all started out as a
Money.
scam to get the gold.
Yeah.
In my head, I imagine the legal loophole is whenever a marriage or something like that was done, then he'd be able to claim something as a dowry, and he just claimed the land that had the gold in it, that's what I assumed in my head was the legal loophole.
Yeah.
But then he had to chase you down, and in doing so, oh great, I thought this was going to be easy. This has been a freaking nightmare. She shot off my freaking mustache. She's actually way more my type than I thought.
He shot my face.
Um,
He shot me in the face. I love her.
Oh wow, she's not afraid to literally kill me. Okay, I misjudged you.
You know, I always wanted a girl that can actually kill me.
Oh, what a woman!
Damn it. Now I remember those stupid
such
Disney
fun
movies.
camp.
Oh. Well, this has been fun.
The fun Disney cliches.
Yes, indeed.
I gotta wonder, if you do in fact start cheering for him, how will he react when he sees us?
He starts smiling before he just gets knocked the fuck out.
Oh no, we distracted him. He just got stabbed in the butt.
Shot in the face,
They
stabbed in the
shot
butt.
off the other half of the mustache.
Oh, now that's just beating a man while he's down.
Sorry. Well,
This
Man,
has
it
been
is-
fun.
it is a really satisfying as a DM seeing like plans and plots that you've had in your head kind of like come to fruition to a certain degree, like actually kind of make it to the game.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
ever since that session where that session with Silas and like when he kind of left, I've been kind of like thinking about like all the logical things, like, okay, well, what would have happened, or what would he have done, and what would other people have done in reaction, all that. And with all that's happened, he's ended up here.
Yep.
I'm curious to
I've
know
got Wolfer
exactly
on.
what and how he ended up here. And this is gonna be interesting.
Well, I'm assuming that like the Iron is it Pact or Brand?
Pact.
Yeah, the Iron Pact was like the people who he was dealing with in order to excavate the land for the gold, and since the deal fell through or whatever, they weren't happy about it. That's my 2 cents. Might be something else entirely, we don't even know. He might have bumped into one of these guys' superiors by accident while he was drunk, and now they forced him to fight in the pit.
I like my story for this guy. I'm gonna keep that in mind. It's okay, sir. You can let it out.
There's also the chance that he came here to drink before it was taken over, ran up a tab so high for whatever reason and couldn't pay it off, and now he's stuck fighting in a pit to work it off.
Okay, I think Orthronus would be projecting at that point.
Yeah, that sounds like something that's
That
happened.
only happened twice.
Told me once, shame on you. Told me twice, shame on you again. Why would you do that to me?
Like, damn it, you know that works on me, stop it.
Why'd you do that? It's mean.
Like I said, they have problems. I'm pretty sure Celia and him would have met at like a Gamblers Anonymous. So
You know, I shared
love
that meme like
their
an
love story.
alternative way they could have met. Or like, here's an ad like, hey, I'm looking for someone to go to couples counseling with, and seeing how long it takes the therapist to figure out that we don't even know each other.
I also just love like how their dynamic has like changed since the beginning, because they like started out as like kind of rivals at first, and like almost like kind of standoffish at each other. Mostly Celia standoffish of Othronus.
Okay,
Celia
and
was
then-
standoffish
No,
of
Orthronus-
everyone.
yeah, I was about
Yeah,
to
no,
say
she's
like
stood out
that's
to everybody.
just her.
And
I
it
just
actually,
didn't like it because she tried to steal my booze. That was strike one for me. I was like, whoa, whoa,
I was gonna
whoa.
say, actually, I think Orthronus was the person
Well,
that Celia warmed up to the fastest.
No, I mean I'm talking about like starting, like right when you guys met.
Yeah,
Like
Oh yeah,
right at first. And then you guys
first session.
warmed up to each other, and then like there was like the flirting thing going on, and then eventually you guys, it's like almost like confessed to each other, and then there was the whole drama with like finding out that you guys have some shared past elements. This was not the first time where you had an effect on each other's lives. And
Yeah,
Uh.
unfortunately, I found that out first, and it was like, oh, well, this was fun while it lasted. Let's see how long we can keep this going.
They just work
And
so
then-
well together because they're both cool as a cucumber. It's like as if they tolerate each other's existence on the outside, but deep down they're just like, "You're cool. You're cool. I like you. Yeah, we should hang out. Yeah."
Yeah,
we really could have been friends if we, met before we tried to kill each other.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, then he left for a while, and then he came back after the whole explosion happened, and then they were still standoffish for a little bit, and then they're just like, once they got that result, they just full on fell for each other.
Yeah, with a couple still unresolved issues that we need to talk about.
Yeah, no, they haven't. Yeah, if that last few hurdles they haven't really gone through yet.
Communication
And the way
is
that
not
they-
their strong suit.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no, the way we go about it, that we'll be dancing around this for a good while unless
Oh, yeah.
someone, more than likely, Cordelia is just gonna lock us in a room. But at
kidding?
that point, we can break out of this so many ways, right? Like fire, break out with my hand.
Burn the building down, of course. Go to option.
That's what'll have us start talking, just the ways that this won't work.
I also love that arson as the first solution has just become the group standard now. Maybe not love, but
I mean,
I
play to your strengths.
appreciate-
It was better than the other alternative I was gonna come up with. It's like, let's just spill water everywhere and then I'll electrocute everything.
We could do that too.
That is a decent option because there's a lot of places in that city where that water is naturally just in the air.
Yeah, that was gonna be the next
Mhm.
thing. It's like I could just use my breath and just electrocute everyone.
And I was gonna say, if you need me, I can have one of these 5 gallon flask things just be water, and whenever you need a quick little spill in front of a group of enemies, if you've ever dunked 5 gallons of water in one of those big little jugs, it can go pretty far. And you just hit that shit,
Well,
light it up.
I will also say, remember that regardless of what liquid you got in there and how much you have in it, it does have to come through the hole of a flask. So it's not going to be easy necessarily to just dump it all out all at once.
Does it?
No, but it's a good trap to set. You just I lay this down flat, open, and let a turn or two go by while it just starts dunk, 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 dunk.
So
Oh yeah.
nothing. Never mind.
Oh. It is also it is winter and it is snowing out there. So
Oh god, that'd be the craziest kind of combo, but we'd probably need magic involved. If there was a way to conduct the lightning through snow,
There is actually. So
yeah, but would you be able to do it via a spell or just a way to do it? It sounds like an awesome kind of custom spell.
we'll talk about it more in detail later.
all right. Cryptic.
It's just, because if the voltage is high enough, then
I mean, at that
you could
point, you
just
might as well go for plasma. If you're gonna
that's why, if the
have
voltage
voltage.
is high enough, then it really wouldn't matter if it's water or not. It'll just, yeah.
Interesting.
But I think that would be a DM ruling at the time then.
What's your DM ruling on plasma manipulation? How intense does the lightning breath need to be before it starts?
I don't think we got the end of that sentence either.
Oh yeah. How intense does lightning or certain energy outputs need to be before they start warping?
Well,
certain
lightning is so
elements?
intense, it ionizes the air. So it rips the electrons off the air. And you wouldn't have to go much higher up, you wouldn't have to put that much more effort in to have it interact with light.